Right now, the steel cage has been locked. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide, and Jimmy Rave is going to have to rely on that background that we know he does have.
And Sal Rinauro at ringside to make sure that no shenanigans are called in this particular match.
Dustin Robinson, the senior referee, and Jimmy Rave already not wasting any time to get out of that cage.
Well, you got to understand, this is a modified form of cage match. Not only can this be won in the middle of the ring, pinfall or submission, but if either athlete is able to escape the cage other than through the front door by climbing over and climbing down to the floor, they will then be victorious. So one of the rules that's been utilized by the World Wrestling Entertainment for quite a while, tied to the traditional NWA rules, which involved pinfall or submission. You have to think Jimmy Rave was the one that said, if I escape, I want to be able to win.
We'll lock up collar and elbow in this cage match, trying to get the advantage early on, high knee by Rave. And again, he just wants to get out of this cage. Look at the cage is just an obstacle for him to get out of. He doesn't want any part of this match.
Well, no place to run, and Kyle Matthews has a long-term memory. The last time these two faced in the ring, Kyle Matthews was slammed hard on the outside of the ring on that unforgiving surface at the ringside apron, resulting in a huge gash on the back of his head. 8 staples in that head that were only removed a little less than, I think 2 to 3 days ago. Literally, the staples were finally removed, so that is still a fresh injury, barely healed on the back of Kyle Matthews' head. And you know that as he looks at Jimmy Rave in the ring, all of that anger and aggression pent up over months at time, punctuated by that injury on the back of the head, have come to a forefront in this particular match.
Hard chop by Kyle Matthews, now snap mare, and driving that knee right into the mid-back, and rear chin lock applied by Kyle Matthews. Hard chop. This is not just a wrestling match. That cage is not up for no simple reason other than there's a lot of animosity, a lot of bad feelings, bad blood between these two men.
Well, I'm not saying somebody couldn't run, somebody could escape out of this cage and win, but I guarantee you Kyle Matthews isn't even going to try to do that. Jimmy Rave will be the one to try to get up and over and out. Kyle Matthews is going to be the one that will want to take advantage of the cage, keep Jimmy Rave captured, and to do as much damage to him as he possibly can. There's a lot of dues to be paid here.
I'm wondering how the head has healed of Kyle Matthews. Had 8 staples as a result of a match with Jimmy Rave recently. So that tells you the tempo they've been going at here in the ring.
Very much so. Well, it's been like that no matter where they are. Drop kick, beautifully executed there by Kyle Matthews. Rave down. And you can tell that might have knocked the tooth out right there. Up, and he smashes Jimmy Rave into the cage. One of the things the cage is unforgiving. And it appears the cage has already busted open Jimmy Rave, and this is very early in the match. Goes to 3 corners. There's a 4th corner right to the forehead, and you can see a small laceration has formed in the forehead of Jimmy Rave at this point, right after that first throw into the cage.
The fans are chanting, make him bleed. They want to see this man at his worst. Jimmy Rave certainly has got the ire up with these fans. He's been a thorn in the side of Kyle Matthews. It started out, he was the mentor for Kyle Matthews, and then all of a sudden it took a very nasty, ugly turn.
Well, you'll remember the various times Jimmy Rave interfered in Kyle Matthews' matches. Caught him in the head, busted him open with championship title belts. This has been the first time, I believe, that Kyle Matthews has been able to return that favor.
And you see the laceration on the head now of Jimmy Rave, blood now profusely coming down the head. And pretty soon that will alter the vision of Jimmy Rave.
Well, and you get focused on it. The blood comes down. You start thinking about the severity, the potential severity of the injury. You don't worry at this point about the loss of blood. Rather, you worry about it almost as the distraction, almost the mind game aspect of it comes into play for Jimmy Rave. A master technician in the ring. You have to wonder how this is going to affect how he goes into the rest of this match. That was just basically a kick to the face right there.
And now just standing on the man, trying to insult him and pin him at the same time. I don't think Kyle would actually be happy with just a pinfall, though. He wants to pay him back for a lot of the pain, not just physical pain, but emotional pain he's caused Kyle over the years.
Takes him up and over right there. Jimmy Rave being compromised tremendously. Off the ropes comes Matthews, but
upside down and off that cage. What a maneuver. Now that could have took a lot out of Matthews. That could have ended him up right there.
Well,
when you go up like that, you don't know where you're going to land.
And imagine if that cage hadn't been there, we'd have flown into that first row over there on the far side, but the cage was there, causing him not only to hit the cage, but also to fall dangerously down on the top of that head. We've noted was injured before, but also imagine the damage to the neck on that particular move. And now Kyle Matthews thrown into the cage again, and Sal Rinauro is over there trying to give him a little bit of a pep talk, trying to get him going. Sal Rinauro totally on the side of Kyle Matthews, there to protect him, watch his back, so to speak, in this particular match. But into the cage goes Kyle Matthews.
And now you see he's trying to return the favor here by running the head of Kyle.
And it looks like Matthews has been busted open also now. Both men bleeding. Rave far more severely at this point than Kyle Matthews, and this is still early in this match.
I do know that Ted Allen's widow was at this event, and I know she was already shrieking watching this match and biting her fingernails.
Very much so. Kyle Matthews like a son to that family and to her, and here he is in the ring. No one wants to see their child bleed like he's doing now. But look at Jimmy Rave, his face a crimson mask in the ring. Kyle Matthews, a minor flow of blood for him. Rave hasn't really taken advantage of the cage as much as Matthews did early on him, but you have to think that's coming.
What an event this Memorial Mayhem has been. It will go in the record books as one of the biggest of all time. I tell you what, Gene Gayton, certainly a legendary figure to his son, Doc Gayton, and he has been honored here in a big way.
Tremendously, and we've had a lot go in. We've had betrayal of one foster child, of a stepson by Pretty Boy Doug Summers, as Frankie Valentine was defeated by Jeremy Vane. We saw Doc Gayton lose his career literally to the judge who unmasks as Rob Adonis. We saw a new Rampage Pro Wrestling Champion crowned, new NWA World Tag Team Champions crowned, and now we're seeing a blood feud literally with blood flowing with Kyle Matthews and Jimmy Rave, and right there a crash and burn. Rave steps out of the way.
If you're enjoying this DVD or if you're watching clips on Rampage Pro Wrestling, come see us live any chance you get. The first, third, and fifth Sunday afternoons at 2 o'clock.
Lawn darts him right into the side of the cage, propels him face first into that cage. But look at Rave, look at the loss of blood. But Rave right now like a caged animal.
Inside the cage, it is Rage in a Cage, Rampage Pro Wrestling. Gene Gayton Memorial Mayhem right here. The blood is pouring. Only one man will escape this cage alive, so to speak.
Last time this cage was put up, if memory serves me, we saw the departure of Big Bank Barfield, and we saw the usual suspects victorious against the now departed Exotic Ones. The cage has always been put up to settle feuds.
And we haven't seen those guys since.
Haven't seen them since, and you have to wonder what will be the consequences of this cage match, regardless of the outcome. What will be the future of both of these athletes in Rampage Pro Wrestling? And now, Jimmy Rave trying to leave through the door, trying to escape in that fashion. Says,
good roll up, got him.
Roll up, but Matthews thrown right into the side of the cage as Jimmy Rave forcefully kicks out of that pinfall.
Catapulted head first into that steel cage. That cage has no mercy, Bill Behrens.
Well, Sal Rinauro, I guess if he did escape through the door, a la WWE rules, he might have been victorious. Sal Rinauro, not going to let that happen. He's there to guard that door and make sure no one gets in or out, at least through that. DDT right there, rolls over, hooks the leg.
In the old days of the National Wrestling Alliance, the cage was set up to settle a score. It was to end an era, end a feud. And it wasn't about going out cage doors. It's about one man winning and one man losing.
One of the earliest cage matches I saw live was right here in the Atlanta, Georgia area. The Masked Superstar taking on Tommy Rich in a cage.
And both those guys will be Atlanta Fan Fest, August. A lot of history there. Georgia's always been a hotbed of pro wrestling. That's why it's a privilege for me to be here as a part of Rampage Pro Wrestling to continue that legacy under the banner of the oldest reigning body in professional wrestling, the National Wrestling Alliance. The wrestling is the oldest sport known to man. It continues because of great wrestlers like this, because the fans still want it, the wrestlers still want to do it, and because the National Wrestling Alliance deserves it.
Very much so. 63-year history for the National Wrestling Alliance when we say it's the oldest and the largest sanctioning body in professional wrestling. We're not just making that up. It's been around longer than any existing wrestling promotion at this point. And every major promotion in professional wrestling has at one time or another embraced the National Wrestling Alliance, whether it is World Wrestling Entertainment, its predecessor, the Worldwide Wrestling Federation, TNA, all of the major promotions, WCW, have at one time or another embraced the National Wrestling Alliance here and abroad.
Before there was a Hulk Hogan, there was a National Wrestling Alliance.
And Hulk Hogan was in the National Wrestling Alliance before he was ever a star up north, as they like to say.
Absolutely.
In fact, first time Hulk Hogan came through the Atlanta territory as part of the National Wrestling Alliance, he wasn't even Hulk Hogan. His name was Sterling Golden, the man with the golden squeeze.
Absolutely. You're dating yourself now, Bill Behrens.
Well, at that time, the guy that was better than Hulk Hogan was Austin Idol, and Hogan realized it, left, went back to Memphis, became Terry the Hulk Boulder, and the rest is history after he joined the AWA, where he made his initial presence felt. He couldn't hang in the National Wrestling Alliance when he came to Georgia.
He did not fare well at all with the likes of Tony Atlas, Andre the Giant, people that he had to wrestle here. Superstar Billy Gray was even here at that time.
That's right, and Austin Idol, the man with the pretty face.
The women's pet.
And the Hadaka lock. He's got the Hadaka lock.
That's it. This is the end of the match right here. And that we have seen him come back from Japan with this hold. The Hadaka lock has taken out a lot of men in a lot of places. Jimmy Rave, though, taking that cage to his advantage, runs backwards. That's a desperation move by Jimmy Rave.
Good move, though, by Jimmy Rave, taking advantage of his size and potentially greater strength, but the size more of a factor in that particular move, able to force him back, use the cage to his advantage. Otherwise, they would have both tumbled out of the ring in that particular maneuver. That might have broken it, too. Rave still very weak after that burst of energy. Matthews now goes up. Rave able to come in, cut him off, but look at the face of Jimmy Rave.
And the lifeless Kyle Matthews stands on that top rope. Look how high they are now. Both men on that top rope standing. What we'll give here.
Remember now, this is a man that's just recovered from 8 staples in the head, being thrown backward, nearly landing in that already damaged area. But that superplex off the top could be enough to take out a normal man. But Kyle Matthews is no normal man. But is he?
Made famous by Scott Irwin, that superplex.
No, he's not, at least not tonight.
And the face, a crimson mass, as Jordan Sully used to say. Jimmy Rave now crawling on his knees, trying to get back up. He's climbing back up now.
And Rave trying to use the opportunity. Matthews down after the superplex. Rave is going to try to head to higher ground to bail out of this particular match. He's had enough fight. He did from the beginning, but Kyle Matthews isn't going to let this opportunity go without getting more damage in on Jimmy Rave, without proving he is the better professional wrestler, that he doesn't need to be Jimmy Rave approved and never needed to be Jimmy Rave approved.
Look at this now, boots to the face of Jimmy Rave.
But Rave is
hooking. Not a power bomb off the top rope.
No, a Hurricanrana instead. Both men down, but Rave the worse for wear. Matthews up, he goes to the top. This could be it right here, Ben Masters.
I smell a Superfly Jimmy Snuka.
There's a frog splash, this could be it.
1, 2, 3.
No!
Oh, so close.
Can't count Jimmy Rave
Frog
out.
Splash.
May not like the man, but this is the man who has been in Total Nonstop Action Wrestling, been a champion in Ring of Honor Wrestling, has been to Japan on several tours, in several tournaments, has been all over the world. He's faced the toughest opponents that have been thrown at him, and he's got an example here in Kyle Matthews, but he's not going to be any easy man to beat. And
off the ropes now, crisscross.
And he's able to take him down right there. He's got him hooked. Roll up right there by
Matthews.
But only 2, both men. Neither able to gain the clear advantage. Matthews from behind, forced into the corner. Rave comes off. Both men catch each other. Double head knock together. Both men are down in the middle of the ring and appear to be out. Rave may be out for good.
This is a slobber knocker, as Jim Ross would say. And both men are down.
Sal Rinauro getting around the back, yelling to Kyle Matthews, trying to motivate him. The crowd picking up that chant, wanting Kyle Matthews to get to his feet. This is his opportunity. This is his chance to prove who is the better man, to prove that he, not Jimmy Rave, is the greater of the 2 wrestlers here and anywhere else. But both men now finally getting to their knees after their heads knocking. Rave launches into a chop.
And an exchange here between chops. Kyle Matthews, lifeless body, barely standing up. Both men have had a lot of wear and tear taken out of them. Neither man is 100% at this point. And I believe that Kyle Matthews is going on instinct alone right now. He knows why he's in this match.
And you got to wonder about Jimmy Rave.
Don't you know that adrenaline is pumping right now?
Oh, Matthews trying to go in with that drop kick in the corner. We've seen that many times, and it's been devastating. Has caused pinfall victories for Kyle Matthews, but nobody home. Rave able to get out. And wait a minute, Rave is untying his shoelace, it appears.
What is Jimmy Rave doing now? He's got that shoelace. Gonna use it on Kyle Matthews.
And he's hooked him from behind with the shoelace. Dustin Robinson, rules are pretty much out the window at some level here in the steel cage, but they did not agree to a weapons match in this particular cage. This is a wrestling match. They can utilize the...
Right now he's got his hands on the referee.
That's a mistake right there.
And you know there's some history with Dustin Robinson and Jimmy Rave. He shoves him right back.
Dustin Robinson standing up to Jimmy Rave, and...
Whoa, no, not a punch by Jimmy Rave. A blatant show of disrespect to the referee.
Well, not just that. We now have no referee. The referee is down, and it appears he is out as Kyle Matthews comes to his feet, trying to recover from the choking of Jimmy Rave, and now Rave laying into him with chops as Kyle Matthews staggers over toward where Sal Rinauro is standing at the only door to this particular cage.
Okay, with that back kick, shoots him off. Now Matthews...
And there's that drop kick right there, and there's an inside cradle,
and there's no referee.
And there's one,
Here comes Sal Rinauro.
And there's two, and there's...
Sal Rinauro's trying to get in the cage.
He's got him pinned.
The referee is down. Can Rinauro get in there or not?
Rinauro can't barely get, but now Kyle Matthews rolls out. He's telling
He's
Kyle
gonna let
Matthews,
him get out of the ring.
This is a chance to win this match. If Matthews leaves, Matthews is able to win this particular match. Kyle Matthews is gonna win this match.
No! What is Sal Rinauro doing?
Rinauro,
he just slammed the door
Rinaro's in
the
one.
head of Kyle
Rinauro
Matthews.
just counted to three.
I cannot believe it. He just slammed that door into the head of Kyle Matthews.
And here comes the Jimmy Rave approved team, and Sal Rinauro is down and laying in fists of fury on Kyle Matthews.
No!
This crowd is on their feet.
No!
Happy shot. And wait, Adrian Hawkins, and he's wearing the shirt.
What is going on? Jimmy Rave has taken over the world.
And Sal Rinauro is Jimmy Rave approved.
I am not believing what I am seeing. I've been in the wrestling profession for over 25 years. I've never been more shocked.
Mike Posey now closing the door in the process, locking Kyle Matthews in. He's literally in no man's land at this point with nowhere to go. I'm hopeful people are watching the monitors in the back. This has been a long show. I don't know where everybody is.
How's the general manager still out?
But wait a minute, they're holding him up, and now
no.
What are they going to do? They're positioning him for Adrian Hawkins. This is a rite of passage right here.
I am not, I'm speechless.
But no!
Wait just a minute! Hawkins is not doing what they thought! Hawkins now pounding away!
And
head with the shirt!
He made the mistake of taking the whip. No, he's still going great. And whoa, cut off by Rinauro. Rinauro's hooked him. Hawkins is in no man's land all by himself, but was fighting back. What a heart. It's the Phoenix Fury leg drop.
Thank goodness Adrian Hawkins
up to the top.
Now he's down.
Hollis with a headbutt. Here goes Chip Day. Double knees to the top of the head, and now Posey with the leg drop, decimating Kyle Matthews and Jimmy.
Now here comes some help.
Here comes the backup plan. Here comes, but
show.
no, they're holding the door shut. They're not
in?
done yet. Drew Adler can't get in. Marvelous Michael Stevens can't get in, and we saw him busted open earlier in the night. Lip and nose busted open, may well be broken, but they're still out here trying to help as Rave celebrates, looking out at the crowd. Kyle Matthews down, Adrian Hawkins down, and all this is continuing as people are trying to get in. No one can, and they're continuing to do damage.
Now here comes J-Rod.
And they've still got the door closed.
AJ Steele, quarter one.
Door closed, but now
Dark City Fight Club's out here.
People are starting to climb the cage. The people are trying to get in. They want to make sure. Fortunately, it's distracting the Rave-approved team now with the addition of Sal Rinauro. But now at all four sides, five sides, now they've got people up and over.
Trying to get in that ring, and now they go.
And they're heading out, but AJ Steele is in, and he's laying in if he can. But now The ring, the situation has changed, but still down. Hawkins still down. Kyle Matthews and standing on the rampway, bloody but victorious.
All of those wrestlers
Jimmy
climbing
Rave.
in at once. Thank goodness they came in at